Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sage Ravenstar, and this is my first video that I will be doing on the new moon and full moon every single month. I am going to be sharing energies with you on what's unfolding through the cosmos with Gaia, the lunar cycles, and really doing my little piece to bring in the new earth and new energies. I wanted to first share maybe a little bit about myself, since this is the first video that I'm doing. Just to let you know that I do have a website, sageravenstar.com. I do have a new website launching end of August, but if you wanted to check it out, I do ascension guidance. I'm a light worker, way shower, facilitator of magic, teacher. What I'd like to do today is I want to just begin to share, because we are at the full moon in Aquarius, and with all these energies going on, I felt like it's the perfect time to begin to let everybody else kind of know how to be in these energies in a way that is in your full I would say your full embodiment of who you are, and how to tap into the creative energies of Leo, and also pull a few tarot cards. And then maybe at the end, what I'd like to do is give you a little bit of magical practice. Sometimes it'll be ritual, sometimes spells. Right now, I feel like for me, and I know for all of us, it's a little bit different because our charts are different, the aspects of our signs are different. So it's going to affect us in different ways, but collectively, we all experience these energies, because that's the whole idea, is we're all one. We're all like in this place of returning to our oneness, returning to unification, understanding how we are the stars and we are Gaia, we are that. So first I'm going to tell you just a little bit about the astrological energies. I'm not going to get deep into it, because for me it's more about the experiential energies and how it's affecting us and what we can do in this third dimension to shift ourselves more into the fifth dimension. When we hit the galactic new year, things really started shifting for me, and I would imagine for others as well. Because it really did feel like the energies started opening up. I feel like we're getting ready. We're being readied, and the cosmos is assisting us. And interestingly, from my pagan tradition and being involved in the goddess tradition for many years, I also acknowledge that August 1st is Lunasa, was Lunasa. And that's at a time where it also is the midpoint between the summer solstice and the fall equinox. And when, you know, in the old traditions, Lu was sacrificed, which is kind of like the grain, because we have the life force of the sun coming into Gaia, and this new energy is beginning. And that's so in sync with all of the other cosmic energies that are going on as well. Around Mercury being in Cancer, and then Mercury's moving into Leo on the 3rd, and then on August 4th, I do have some notes here, so bear with me. August 4th, Mars is square with Jupiter in Capricorn. This full moon in Aquarius is, I can feel it. I don't know about all of you, but I know I can feel it. It's like part of the reason is the sun is in Leo, the full moon is in Aquarius, and the really kind of challenging part for us is that it's square with Uranus. Now, Uranus is that planet that rules Taurus, and Uranus is the planet of let's go. It's like lightning, fast change, step into who you are. But it's in, you know, it's square, and Leo is about creativity, and Aquarius is around really the huge energies. But because it's square with Uranus, there's this, you know, a lot of tension, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, I think. And what I was getting when I was doing this stuff and really looking at the astrological aspects, I really got a sense that, you know, we're kind of at this place where it really depends on how we take care of ourselves, how we keep ourselves centered through all the external energies, because right now there is that sort of like tension from that square. And not only that, with Mars being square Jupiter in Capricorn. If you know much about astrology, Mars is independent and fire, and Capricorn is system and rules, you know, and there's square. So there's this energy of aggression. So there may be more unrest. There may be within you and without. It's important to remember that whatever is within is mirrored without. And so it's really paying attention to, are you getting caught up in all of that stressful energy, or are you able to use your practices to stay centered and calm? One piece that is going to be a little bit easier on us is that Venus is moving into Cancer. And that's on August 7. And really, you know, it's kind of like, I'm home, that kind of energy. It's a very loving energy. It's a very, you know, Venus is the mother, Cancer is the mother. So there's a real sort of like compatibility. And it's not a huge influence on us, but it is there to assist us. So really drawing on that aspect of love and harmony within ourselves. Now the cool thing that's rising as well is that on August 8, we come to the Lion's Gate, and this happens every year. Personally, I'm learning more and more and more about all of this, and I'm just fascinated. Every year we move through this transition when Sun is in Leo, and on 8/8, you know, August 8, we get into this energy where there's this cosmic Stargate portal energy that is like bringing in all these activations and light codes and downloads, and our DNA is awakening. And I feel like these energies with Uranus, who is very much about change, you know, and Lunasa and all these different energies with the full moon in Aquarius, you know, it's just helping us to get ready to shift ourselves to that new vibration. I mean, really, everybody knows we're in this place of dismantling right now, and it's up to us to decide where we focus our energy. And with Leo, there's a lot of creative energy. Aquarius is so big, you know, and we do need to be conscious that there's all these retrogrades going on. Uranus will be even going, I think that's 5 or 6 planets that are in retrograde this month. And paying attention as well as we move through this Stargate period of time and all these transitions and these squares and opposites, is that there is this, it's called quincunx. And quincunx, there's a bunch of that going on in the astrological chart, and I'm not going to get into it here, but in a sense it's kind of like a whole bunch of people in a room that are not compatible, and they're trying to get along, and there's this like all over the place. Everybody's like bumping heads and have different viewpoints and different positions, and one wants liberty and one wants power and one wants to change the power. So there's a lot of that energy going on throughout August. Recognizing that as we hit the new moon, August 16, the momentum changes a little bit. So this doesn't last, but it is, August is a time where it's really important to pay attention to how much we are feeding our own true self, how much we are connecting with the part of us that is aligned, and with the cosmos, with Gaia, allowing the light frequencies in. And that's not easy to do. Before I get into the tarot, I wanted to just kind of like bring in a little bit about how the tarot is connected to astrology and the signs that are coming. And so we look at the full moon in Aquarius, and interestingly, during that time is when it's the 6 of Wands. And 6 of Wands is called the Lord of Victory. So there is a possibility of us tapping into that place that is in that place of awakening, that there's part of us that is connected, and that it is connected to our other dimensional selves and to the ascended masters and to our star families, is awakened, that our DNA is activating and our crystallized selves are activating. That is there. That potential is there. And so recognizing that these archetypal energies are supporting us. You know, the other part around Lionsgate is it's a number 8, 8, 8. And so here we are in 2020, which is a 4. In numerology, that You know, you've got the 8, 8, 4, and 4 is about foundations, and 8 is about infinity and manifestations. 8 is also about strength. You know, we need to draw on our strength. It's a strength card in the tarot, and it's in the second sequence, which is the part of us that is going deeper into our consciousness, into our true natures. But to do that, we have to let go of ego. We have to surrender. We have to allow ourselves to not hang on and get attached to what's going on and all that. We need to surrender and trust the mystery, trust the unknown. And that is not an easy thing. We haven't been taught to do that. You know, so we do have, like, these placements of these planets are really kind of pushing us. You know, especially the stuff with Uranus and that. It's like really kind of like, okay, you know, it's kind of like lightning, gonna hit ya, you know. So it is trying to assist us. It is assisting us. And the other piece is that with the tarot, the Jupiter rules Leo, and we're in Leo, and that's all about the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune card is a number 1. And the Wheel of Fortune is really, that's why I say about the Lord of Victory. That's why I say about the potential. Because we have this opportunity to truly tap into it if we choose our focus, if we choose self-care, if we choose commitment. And it's not easy. I get it. So I thought that I would pull 3 cards and just get a sense from the deck. From the archetypes, you know, how can we get ourselves ready? How can we take care of ourselves? How can we be supported to tap into our creative outlets? Our ego, our mind, is constantly trying to self-sabotage us and would make us much rather constrict and pull into safe energy, because it's scary for a lot of reasons. But if we focus on the fear, we amplify the fear. And really, as we are moving into this new paradigm, what is most important is to focus on our new vision. What do we want to create? What kind of world do we want to live in? And I think partly, you know, I've been using my old Rider-Waite cards in my readings, and funnily enough, today it was like, no, I need to use my Spellcaster's Tarot. And partly the reason I use that is because it's very diverse. And I think that's a big piece of where we need to be, is recognizing, I was saying to my daughter the other day about how somebody had wrote unity over diversity. And the response to that was actually, it's about unity depends on diversity. You know, it works together with diversity. We can't be whole if we try to stamp out and oppress and suppress all these other aspects of the collective, humans, life, and within ourselves. We need to own and respect and value all of who we are as a human race, as a galactic race, as spiritual beings, however you view yourself. So partly these cards felt like they were really in alignment with, oh, okay, we're going to just put that there, because sometimes it falls. I'll pull 3 cards and then maybe do a little bit of, I'll give you some ideas of some ritual or planning that you can do to like anchor this work, because that's a big piece of it, is anchoring this into this third dimension. You know, we have a lot of things that we dream and we vision, but anchoring it here is key. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of quickly go through the cards, and then just sort of see overall. It's very, wow. You know, okay, so basically I'm going to show you these, and we've got the, I'm going to hold them up like this. So this one is 2 of Cups, which is no surprise at all, because it's a beginning of love. It's a beginning of a relationship. It's like we are starting new again. You know, we're being dismantled. Our old self, I mean, many people are saying that. So much of who we were is just crumbling, which is great, because so much of who we were is based on the system that was, and the conditioning and the patterns and imprints. We want to bring in and activate and awaken new codes, new ways of being that are in alignment with harmony and love and respect and unity. I mean, I could go on. But so Two of Cups is just that new beginning. So, which is a really wonderful thing, you know. And if you look at this card, the beautiful part that I see is the diversity in that card. You know, it's not about duality of this is right and this is wrong. It's about expressing who you are and celebrating who you are, no matter how that is presented in the world. Then we have the Judgment card. And it's funny because I did a reading today and the Judgment came up today as well, which doesn't surprise me. And this is not necessarily, you know, people see judgment and they think, oh, you know, if you sin, you're going to go to hell or anything like that. This is about choosing resurrection and new birth, you know, and this is really where we are right now. It is about choice. And so with the Judgment card, and it's a 2 again. So it's again at that place of, 2 is not about movement per se. 2 is, you know, we're moving into the new energy and be with it. Learn to be with what is emerging and allow it to emerge. Surrender all that was. Take the risk. Bring in community. Bring in supports. You know, some of the things, and I'm going to kind of weave into practices right now because I feel like it's really, it aligns with it. You know, it's kind of like the phoenix. You know, if you look at this, it is like the phoenix rising out of the fire, but as a whole new being. We're not constricted. We don't feel any shame. We are connected to the truth of who we are. There is, you know, the light of the moon connected to the mysteries, the unknown. So it's very much, sometimes it is about having the courage. And a lot of this, Leo is sun, Leo is masculine energy, and we are at a very strong time. And with this Lion's Gate, August is a really important time to be connected to who you are and who you want to be. So what I'm going to say is that what I'm going to encourage is if you could do some sort of dedication ceremony. The other day I was in the woods and I did a little bit of a ceremony to honor on the bridge where I was. And, you know, I held a stone in my hand and I charged it. And I had a decree from this day forward, I allow and I bring in, I no longer. And I ask that, you know, this be supported and guided. Show me the way. I allow you. And I gave it to the water. And I walked over that bridge deliberately, kind of like opening the door to a new reality, that when I stepped on the earth, and we could do this every day. Every day you can do one little thing to go through a doorway and just sort of as you walk through the doorway, open the veil, and as you open it, say, I commit and dedicate myself to this journey of love, to making a choice for me, for the collective, for harmony and unity, you know. And it does take courage and strength and will to do that, and we need community to do that. We can't do it alone. And through this time, there may be, you know, some dissension. There may be some anger. There may be, I wouldn't even say really the first part of August, especially, you know, when I look at this and see Mercury in Cancer opposite Pluto and Saturn, I wouldn't say, you know, it's moving into Leo, but it's a tenuous energy. It's not a time to really communicate and try to solve things. It's like, let it be until like maybe the second half of August when things start changing. So I'm feeling like that's why 2 is there, because it's kind of like, all right, just be with it, listen to it, because there is death and sacrifice. You know, when you birth something, something has to be sacrificed, and that gives us some sort of, that creates fear. We don't like change, but change is evolution. So it's how do we navigate the change. This is where the 10 of Pentacles comes in. And the 10 of Pentacles, you know, it's about home and abundance and paying attention to what is in front of you. And that is the key. People, you know, are looking at, how do I take care of this in the world? How do I respond to that? And what do I do about that? And my encouragement is, come back to the now. What can you do today within your own home, within your own family, within your own self? It's creativity. Leo's all about creativity. You know, and Aquarius with the full moon is about the collective, and that's the energy that we're in. And we definitely have this energy of Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn affecting us in Capricorn. That's going to go on to the end of the year. So that's very relevant, and a lot of it is about power. So it's time to find the power within, you know, and funnily enough, the way to do that is just to be here now. I find that as I am in my ascension process and I'm connecting to the other dimensions of who I am and connecting to the ascended masters and my star families, it's actually making me be more attentive to those I love here and to what I am here, and to taking care of the plants and taking care of the animals and taking care of the land and respecting what is in front of me. That's key. And creating time and space for pleasure and joy and happiness. It's not all about, you know, what are we going to do? What are we going to... It's like, don't go in there. If it's overwhelming you, bring it in. I do want to say that Seven of Swords fell out, which makes sense to me, because Seven of Swords is a little bit, you know, it's not a real kind of like comfortable card. Let's put it that way. You know, you kind of got to do things a little bit differently than you're used to. And here, it's kind of like, you know, he's tending the fire, but he's, you know, he's alone with the wolf. And really what comes up for me is we're not supposed to be lone wolves. We're supposed to do this together. Wolves don't wander alone. They're a wonderful example of how to work together as a clan, as a tribe, a pack. So yeah, I am just going to pull one more card for the Starseed card, and you know, there are other things and other tools that you can draw on for sure. You can connect with me. The link is below. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I will continue to put more and more videos up of different tools, different practices. And the link to my website, we're launching new classes and offerings and services coming up. So if you keep in touch, there's a lot of different tools that we can use together. And okay, Robin just flew up on the thing, which is all about new beginnings, so it's kind of wonderful. Okay, so I wanted to pull the Starseed because I also work with cosmic energies and earth energies, and it's really about bridging them all, because we are all of that. You know, we got the cosmic energy from above with the light shining in us, and then we got the Gaia energy, the energy of the Earth Mother moving up through us, and they meet at our heart, and we surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So it's choose love, and it's not easy. I'm not saying it is. However, if we have community, we have our tools, you know, we balance things. 2 is very much about balance. 2 is also the priestess. So 2 is also about justice. So balancing. Am I giving enough attention to my air, my elemental self of my mind, or my body, earth, my emotions, water, my spirit, fire? And this takes practice. It takes time. But if you want to connect and you want to build on this and come together, there are different offerings that I have that is about creating community and about bringing in this new vision. So one of the things that I am going to encourage you is, I was talking about the practices, and as an end to this, what I would encourage you to do, you know, this is a time of awakening. This is a time of activating the new. And I gave you some practices, but I would say that, you know, really go outside, go to the woods. If you could find, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a crystal. I've got different, you know, the blue calcite or angelite, and I have my different stones. But if you don't have stones, that's okay. But as I mentioned earlier, I would invite you to go to the woods somewhere and find a path where there's a crossroads. You know, it's kind of like, because we kind of are at a crossroads with this galactic new year, and with Lunasa, and with this Lion's Gate. There is this new energy And so it's about dedicating and making a choice. And our words, our sound, that is so powerful, and using the tools of the earth to assist us. So I would invite you to go to the woods and either take a stone of your own, or grab or walk and see if there is a stone in the woods, or a rock, a stick, a branch, anything like that, and take it with you. And I would say when you stand, find where the paths go, or a little bridge, anything like that, a walkway, and stand at the center of the bridge. Stand at the center of that crossroads and hold that in your left hand. Okay, you can hold it in your right to charge it and to really activate the energy, and then hold it to your heart and really think about, feel in your body, what is it that I really envision for myself and for the collective? What is it that I want to awaken within me? Some of the stuff that I wrote down, for the Lion's Gate, is that it's activating our energy fields and transmuting these higher frequencies. So what sort of things support you in that? And bring that into your heart. Even before you stand at that crossroads or on that bridge, in the middle of the bridge, it could be that there's water here and here. Maybe write out a little bit. What is it that I intend? And what is my heart's desire? And what is calling me? And there might be a lot of fears that you have around that. That's okay. I had a lot of fears for a long time. It was like, oh my God, they're going to say I'm crazy. I've already been defined crazy all my life. Or, oh my God, they're going to think I'm ridiculous and stupid. Well, that's okay. That's part of the transition. We are going through a very muddy time right now. So just be with that and still write through. Allow yourself to have the courage to write down what your heart's desire is. And then take that. You don't need to read it, because that's anchoring it in the writing. But take that and charge it into your stone. Offer some tobacco to the land. Thank the land itself and the trees and the rocks. Invite in, your guides, your star families, whoever you work with. Create a little bit of a circle of protection around yourself. If you haven't done this work, by all means connect with me and even just message me, and I can help you, give you a little bit of tips on that. But then hold it to your heart. And really, you come up with a decree or affirmation. And stand there, anchor to the ground. Draw the light in through your crown. Bring in the energy from Gaia. Connect your heart to the crystalline core of Gaia. Bring your energies up and connect to the great central sun, because that is the Lion's Gate, is Sirius, the spiritual sun, the sun that feeds our spiritual bodies, and is 26 times stronger than our sun. Send it up to source energy and feel your heart glow and open, and then hold that stone and decree, from this day, I own this. Whatever it is about yourself, own it and decree it, and say it with pride and confidence. Remember, it's solar plexus, so it's Leo, it's like sun energy, so stand proud. And then when you're ready, offer that up to the water. That's part of what we need to learn, is to flow as the water flows, as a nature's organic river or creek, as it flows like this. When you surrender your stone, your stick, you could even write it on your stick, give it over and say, I trust in the mystery of life. Thank you, I love you, I bless you, thank you. And then end with, so it is. So be it, and so it is. And send it. And then open your energies and feel and listen. And when you're done, ensure you close down the energies and bring it back down. You thank your guides, and deliberately walk out of that space, owning and embodying, activating that energy that is awakening within you. I look forward to seeing you again. and I will see you on August 14, I believe, maybe 17, I can't remember, the new moon. I will see you then. Blessed be. Take care.